Have you ever felt like something was missing in your childhood? Now, you don't know what it is. You cannot point a finger on it. But within your heart, you still feel that something lacked, something was missing. Maybe nobody hurt you. Nobody hurt you physically. Maybe you were very well provided for, very well taken after. You had a roof over your head, you had food on the table, you had everything. But maybe some emotion, some need, some feeling, something within you was ignored, dismissed, or simply just not seen. That's what emotional neglect looks like. And it leaves behind invisible wounds that can follow us into adulthood. So, in this episode, I want to walk with you into that heart of healing, that path of healing. Because even though emotional neglect can be silent, can be unseen, your pain is real. You still feel it. Something within you still feels it, isn't it? And your healing is possible. Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Flight to Fulfilment Podcast. I'm your host, Ratika Seth, your Life Enhancement Coach and the founder of the Freedom Divas Hub. And today, we are talking about a subject that impacts a lot of us. A lot of us, but it silently impacts us. Okay, we are going to talk about emotional neglect. It's something we rarely talk about because we really don't know what to say. When we don't know how to pinpoint on something, how will we speak about it, isn't it? But unlike obvious abuse or trauma, emotional neglect is really subtle, but it's there. It's there. You might have grown up in a good home, but if your emotions were ignored, or some emotion was constantly ignored, invalidated, or treated like it didn't matter, it probably left a scar which still somewhere hurts you deep inside, even though you're all grown up. And the harder part, well, those scars are it's still invisible to others. But you feel them every time you struggle with self worth, emotional expression, safety, emotional safety in relationships, you still feel them. So let's dive deep into what emotional neglect is and is not, the hidden signs that you are still carrying those wounds, and most importantly, 6 powerful steps to begin your healing journey. So, what's emotional neglect? Emotional neglect, simply put, is the failure to respond to your emotional needs, especially during childhood. So it's not always what was done to you, it can be something which was constantly missing from your life. And just to give you an example, you know, if you were as a child told constantly, stop crying, stop crying, stop crying, instead of being comforted, instead of being understood why you were crying, that is an example of emotional neglect. If you were praised only for your achievements, what could be seen that you've achieved this, you've got this, but you were never praised for the kind of person you are. If you were never asked, how do you feel? Maybe you were neglected emotionally. So, not having anyone to help you understand or express emotions is also a part of emotional neglect. Being left alone to deal with emotional pain is also a part of emotional neglect. It often happens in homes where survival, appearance, discipline, routine are prioritized over emotional connects. And because no one did anything visible, many women actually grow up thinking, am I overreacting? My feelings don't matter. I should just be stronger. They start blaming themselves. A lot of women get into this self blame scenario because of the emotional neglect. So many times women feel, I don't even know why I feel so empty inside. But that emptiness, that disconnection, it is a wound. And today we are going to begin healing it, gently healing it. So, here are my 6 steps for you to heal from emotional neglect. Number one, acknowledge that what you went through was real. Don't shove it inside the carpet. Don't ignore it. Don't say that, oh, you never went through anything. You're not too sensitive. You're not imagining it. You actually went through something, right? And in your heart, you know you went through it. So, may as well acknowledge it. You were a child who needed more emotional support, but you did not get it. And that matters. So, just to help you, I would want you to do certain affirmations every day of your life. Maybe you can just say, I no longer downplay my pain. I validate my experience. My emotions are worthy of care. My emotions are worthy of care. I care for myself. I care for my emotions. Just keep saying this to yourself. Number two, understand the patterns that this emotional neglect created. Because it creates deeply ingrained patterns, like maybe struggling to trust or express your emotions. Maybe you've grown up into a person who just cannot express your emotions easily, or you feel numb, flat, and disconnected very often. You are really struggling to earn love. You avoid vulnerability. You feel unworthy. A lot of times you feel just unworthy. Now, these are survival strategies, but they are not your destiny. You just feeling these patterns are not your destiny. So, understand these patterns. And what patterns, have been created, just ask yourself, just do a reflection exercise, that what patterns in my adult life might have started as emotional survival in childhood. Number three, reconnect with your emotional world. So, healing begins when you start feeling again. Okay? Healing does not happen if you avoid anything. So, you may have learned to suppress your emotions, you may have learned to ignore your feelings to survive. But now you need to reconnect. Each day, check in with yourself. How do I feel right now? What do I need emotionally today? We all have emotional needs. We just don't have physical needs. We also have emotional needs. So please ask yourself daily, what do I emotionally need today? Even 5 minutes of journaling or 5 minutes of meditation, 5 minutes of just sitting in pure silence can help you build emotional awareness. Number four, give yourself the emotional support you did not get as a child. You have your inner child within you. Give that child all the emotional support that you did not get. You may not have received the nurturing you needed at that point in time, but you can now reparent yourself. Become your own parent. Speak kindly to yourself. Speak to yourself often. Speak a lot to yourself. Speak to yourself as if you're speaking to a child. Allow yourself to cry without judgment. Comfort this inner child as you would, your own daughter or your younger self. Say things like, I see you, I feel you, I hear you, you matter. Say all these things to yourself. And initially, you may really feel strange first, but you know, ultimately, it will really heal you deep inside. Number five, learn to express your emotions. Stop suppressing your emotions. Emotionally neglected women often struggle to articulate what they feel. So you may fear being a burden, you may fear being misunderstood, you may fear being rejected. But overcome this fear and start speaking your heart out. Start speaking your heart out. Express yourself. Express yourself. Share your feelings with a trusted friend. Or if you need more professional support, go to a therapist, go to a counselor, go to a coach, but share your feelings. Use I feel this statements instead of, playing the blame game or, bottling up emotions within you, and then one fine day, like a, volcano, everything just comes out. Just be very honest about your feelings and say, I feel this. Whether it's positive or negative, acknowledge those emotions. Your voice is your power, so let it be heard. Number six, surround yourself with emotionally safe people. Now, no one is the same. We are all different, and not everyone can meet you where you are. And that's perfectly fine, isn't it? We are all born different, we are all raised different, we are all different human beings. But healing requires emotionally safe spaces. So that is why, join a community you resonate with where you have like minded people. Even in our community, we have women supporting women, women who want women to grow, to succeed. So join any community you resonate with and form your own tribe. Form your own tribe. If you've never felt emotionally supported before, start by choosing one space, one person where you feel safe and you feel heard and you feel seen. Healing happens in relationships, in safe relationships. So, emotional neglect is not your fault. And it is nobody's fault. See, probably even your parents at that time did the best they could. Maybe they did not understand your emotions. It is nobody's fault. It is not a weakness. It is not something, you should get over and done with. Or you should have been over by now. No, it's a wound. And all wounds take time to heal. So today, promise that you will stop pretending. You will stop, neglecting your emotions. You will stop dismissing your pain. Today, you choose healing, connection, and compassion for yourself. So, my beautiful souls, I want to leave you with this truth. You are not too sensitive. You are not broken. You are not abnormal. You are someone who did not get the emotional support you needed. And now you are brave enough to give it to yourself. You don't need anybody to give you the emotional support. You will give yourself the emotional support you were deprived of. So, thank you for listening to me today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Flight to Fulfillment podcast. If you did, like, comment, share it with somebody who needs to hear this today. And I'll see you in my next podcast. But till then, stay fearless, stay fulfilled, and never forget that you deserve to be seen, heard, and emotionally held always. Until the next time, this is me, Ratika Seth, your Life Enhancement Coach, signing off for now. Bye bye.